The stars were quiet that night. On a small planet far away from Earth, a human outpost stood alone in the cold darkness of space. This outpost was small and not very important to most people. It was just a place where a few humans worked and lived, watching the stars and waiting for the future. But for one alien empire, this small outpost was a chance to prove their power. The alien fleet, huge and strong, moved silently toward the human outpost. They believed that humans were weak and slow. They thought it would be easy to destroy the outpost and send a warning to the rest of humanity. No one warned the humans about the attack. The outpost's alarms were quiet at first, like a whisper in the dark. Then, suddenly, huge ships appeared in the sky. Bright beams of light cut through the silence. The aliens began their attack. The humans were shocked. Many had never seen such a powerful enemy before, but shock quickly turned into action. The commander of the outpost, Captain Sarah, knew that running was not an option. She stood tall and gave orders. Her voice was calm, but strong. Prepare the defenses. Activate all shields. Ready the weapons. We will fight. The humans moved, fast. Machines began to hum. Walls of energy lit up around the outpost. Fighters ran to their posts. The outpost was small, but the humans were determined to defend it. The first shots from the alien ships were strong and loud. The outpost shook under the force. Buildings trembled and sparks flew. Many humans took cover, but they did not give up. Captain Sarah stayed at the command center, watching the battle. The alien ships fired again and again, breaking parts of the outpost's walls. But every time the aliens thought they had broken through, the humans repaired quickly or fought back harder. Below the surface, in hidden bunkers, human soldiers prepared for close battle. They knew the aliens might land soon. The soldiers checked their weapons and looked at each other. Their faces were tense but ready. "We won't let them win," said Lieutenant Mark. "Not here, not now." Outside, the alien ships started to land strange machines, big, scary robots built for war. These robots moved fast and fired powerful lasers. They were unlike anything the humans had fought before. The humans had old weapons compared to the alien technology, but they had something more important: courage and smart plans. Captain Sarah sent messages to Earth and nearby human colonies, asking for help. But help was far away, and the humans had to hold on alone for now. The battle went on through the night. The aliens attacked with everything they had. The humans fought with everything they could. It was a test of will and strength. Suddenly, one of the alien robots broke through the outer wall. It moved into the heart of the outpost. Soldiers fired at it, but the robot was strong. It crushed walls and knocked down machines. The humans fought back with everything: grenades, rifles, even hand-to-hand combat. Captain Sarah saw her soldiers struggling but never giving up. She knew the enemy had made a mistake. They thought humans would run away or surrender, but humans fought harder when cornered. Hours passed. The sun started to rise on the horizon. The alien fleet was tired, but they kept attacking. The humans were tired too, but their spirit was stronger. Then something unexpected happened. The outpost's main power suddenly surged. Machines that were quiet before came alive. The humans had prepared a secret defense system, a powerful energy field that could block the aliens' weapons. Bright blue light filled the sky. Alien ships fired, but the energy shield held strong. The aliens were surprised and angry. They had not expected the humans to have such technology. The battle changed. Now the aliens had to fight not only the humans, but also their secret defenses. The humans pushed back, surprising the enemy again. Captain Sarah smiled for the first time that night. She knew this fight was far from over, but the humans had sent a clear message. Attacking a human outpost was a big mistake. Far above the battlefield, the stars kept shining. The quiet night was broken by the sounds of war. But in that small outpost, humans showed their true strength, the strength that the galaxy would soon have to respect. The morning light stretched across the sky, but the battle was far from over. The humans at the outpost had surprised the Yamar aliens, but the enemy was not ready to give up. The aliens watched in silence as their powerful ship struggled against the strange energy shield. They had never faced this kind of defense before. Inside the outpost, Captain Sarah stood at her command center. Her eyes were sharp, watching every screen, every move. She could feel the weight of the moment. The aliens had attacked first, but now it was time for humans to show what they were truly made of. The people at the outpost were tired but not broken. The quiet halls buzzed with activity. Engineers worked quickly to repair damaged equipment. Soldiers checked their gear carefully, ready for anything. There was a deep feeling of hope, mixed with the fear of what might come next. Captain Sarah gathered her closest team. "We need to be smart," she said. "The aliens think this is just a small fight, but they don't know us. They don't know how strong we can be when we work together." One of the engineers, a young woman named Maya, nodded. "We have some old technology here that might help. It's risky, but if it works, it could turn the tide." Captain Sarah looked at the map on the screen. The aliens had more ships, but their movements were slow and careful. They were afraid of the energy shield, but they also wanted to break through. The humans had to be ready for whatever came next. Outside, the alien ships began to change their strategy. They stopped attacking the shield directly. Instead, smaller ships moved closer to the ground, looking for weak spots. They scanned the terrain carefully, trying to find where the humans might be vulnerable. The humans knew this was their chance. They had hidden tunnels and secret paths under the outpost. Soldiers moved quietly through these tunnels, ready to surprise the enemy. It was a dangerous plan, but it was the best hope to protect their home. Lieutenant Mark led the group moving through the dark tunnels. His heart beat fast, but his mind stayed calm. He trusted his team, and he trusted the humans' ability to adapt. "Stay close," he whispered. "We move fast and we don't let them know we are here." At the same time, Maya and the engineers worked on the old technology. It was an ancient device from Earth, something few remembered, but it was powerful. If activated, it could disrupt the alien ship's systems and make their attacks less effective. Maya looked at Captain Sarah, nervous but determined. "It's ready. If we do this, we must all be prepared for what happens next." Captain Sarah nodded. "Do it." A quiet hum filled the room. The device powered on slowly, sending a wave of energy into the sky. Outside, the aliens' ships began to flicker and slow down. Their attacks lost strength. The aliens were confused and frustrated. The humans watched with hope. This was the moment they needed. The tide was turning, but the aliens were not defeated yet. They were smart and patient. They began to prepare for something bigger, something no one saw coming. Captain Sarah knew this fight was only the beginning. The humans had shown their strength, but the real test was still ahead. The sun rose higher, shining on the brave humans standing strong against a powerful enemy. They were ready to face whatever came next. Because when you think you can break humans, you forget one thing. Humans never give up. The battle had reached a new stage. The aliens were surprised by the humans' unexpected strength and clever tricks, but they were not ready to lose. Far above the outpost, quiet ships waited. Patiently, watching and learning, they knew the fight was far from over. Inside the outpost, Captain Sarah felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. Every decision mattered now. The humans were small in number, but their will was strong. They had held their ground, but the enemy had more to try. The humans were not only defending now, they were preparing to change the game. Hidden deep inside the outpost, scientists and engineers worked on a secret project. This project was old, a piece of forgotten technology that had been saved for a time of great need. Maya was at the center of this work. She and her team had found a way to use the planet's natural energy to power a special device. This device could create a field that made humans nearly invisible to the enemy's sensors. If it worked, it would give the humans a huge advantage. "Captain," Sarah called her closest officers to a quiet room. "This is our chance," she said. "The aliens think they know what to expect, but we will show them they don't. We will strike where they are weakest." Lieutenant Mark listened carefully. "We need to move fast and quietly. The moment we use this new device, the enemy will be confused. We have to be ready to act quickly. Outside, the outpost, the aliens continued their search for weaknesses. Their smaller ships moved over the rocky land, scanning and looking. They tried to find the tunnels and secret paths humans used, but the new invisible field made the humans disappear from their screens. The humans moved silently through the night. They felt a strange kind of hope. For the first time, they were not just fighting to survive. They were fighting to win. Suddenly, a signal came from the secret device. The energy around the outpost shifted. The aliens' sensors flickered and lost track of the humans. Confusion spread among the enemy forces. Taking advantage of the moment, human teams moved quickly. They reached the alien machines and devices left behind from the earlier fights. Carefully, they set up new devices that could send messages to other human colonies. These messages told others to prepare for war. Captain Sarah knew this was just the start. If humans could work together, if they could share their strength and knowledge, they might turn this small battle into something much bigger. Back in the command room, Captain Sarah watched the enemy's movements change. The aliens were trying to understand what was happening. They could feel the humans growing stronger, but they did not know how. The sun began to set, casting long shadows across the planet. The outpost was quiet for a moment, but it was a quiet full of tension and hope. The humans had a new plan, and the aliens had no idea what was coming. Captain Sarah looked at her team and smiled softly. "This fight is far from over," she said. "But now we have the chance to win." The stars shone brightly above, as if watching the beginning of something new, something that would change the story of humans and aliens forever. The sky was dark, but the air was full of tension. The aliens had begun to understand something very important. Humans were not what they expected. They had made two big mistakes. First, thinking this outpost was an easy target, and second, believing humans could be easily defeated. Both mistakes would change everything. Captain Sarah stood quietly looking at the stars above. The stars had always been a symbol of hope for humans, but now they were a reminder of the challenge ahead. The outpost was damaged, but the humans inside it were stronger than ever. The aliens tried to find weak spots in the human defenses. They studied the humans' moves carefully, trying to predict their next step. But humans were clever and full of surprises. Inside the outpost, the humans prepared for the next phase of the battle. Engineers worked to repair important systems. Scientists studied the alien technology they had found. Every day, humans learned something new, turning the enemy's strength into their own. Captain Sarah called her team again. "We have learned a lot about our enemy," she said. "They believe they can win by using power and numbers, but we have something more. We have courage, and we never give up." Lieutenant Mark smiled. "They think they can scare us, but they don't understand. Humans, when we face danger, we find new ways to fight back. The humans had a plan. It was risky but needed. Using the knowledge they had gained from alien devices and their own technology, they would send a powerful signal into space. A message not just for help, but a warning. The message was simple. Humans are not alone, and they are ready. Outside the outpost, the aliens grew restless. Their machines moved faster, but their confidence began to fade. They started to doubt if this small group of humans could really stop them. But humans kept working. Every night they improved their defenses. Every day they shared their hope and determination. The moment came when the powerful signal was ready. Captain Sarah watched as the signal moved through space. It traveled far and wide, reaching other human colonies and ships. Help was coming. The aliens noticed the change. Their ships slowed down. They realized the fight was not just against one outpost, but against a united human force. Captain Sarah knew that the battle ahead would be harder, but she also knew humans had something no one else did: the strength to keep going even when things looked impossible. The night was long, but the stars seemed brighter than before. The humans had turned their mistakes into lessons. The enemy had underestimated them, and that was their greatest error. The outpost stood firm. The humans were ready, because sometimes the smallest places hold the greatest power. The air was heavy with anticipation. The humans at the outpost had sent their message, and the silence that followed was filled with hope and tension. Everyone waited, knowing that what came next could change everything. Captain Sarah stood at the command center, watching the skies. The stars seemed to twinkle with promise, but also with warning. The aliens had not given up, but the humans had a new plan, a plan that could surprise the enemy and change the course of the fight. The scientists had worked day and night, studying the strange energy from the planet itself. They discovered a way to use this energy to power a new kind of defense, one that could protect the outpost in a way no shield ever had before. Maya explained the plan carefully. This energy field will create a barrier, not just around the outpost, but across the whole area. It will block enemy signals and make it very hard for them to move or communicate. Captain Sarah nodded. If it works, the enemy will be forced to retreat. But we have to act fast. The aliens are already planning their next move. Outside, the aliens prepared their ships and machines. Their lights blinked in the dark, ready to strike. But they could not see the humans' new plan coming. They did not know how the humans were using the planet's energy against them. The field was switched on slowly, glowing softly at first. Then it grew stronger, covering the entire area with a shimmering light. Alien sensors started to fail. Their machines stopped responding. For the first time, the aliens felt what it was like to be confused and powerless. The humans moved quickly. Teams worked to repair the outpost and set new devices that helped keep the field strong. They used every moment to prepare for what might come next. Captain Sarah sent a message to the other human colonies. We have the strength to protect ourselves now. Help is on the way. Stay ready. The aliens realized their plans were falling apart. They could no longer see the humans clearly, and their machines stopped working well. Their confidence began to fade. The battle had changed. No longer was it about strength alone. It was about who could think faster and adapt better. Captain Sarah watched the enemy's ships retreat slowly. She knew this was not the end. The aliens might come back stronger. But for now, humans had won a great victory. The sun rose once again, shining on the outpost. The humans were tired, but their hearts were full of hope. They had shown the galaxy that underestimating humans was the biggest mistake anyone could make. And in the quiet of the morning, the outpost stood strong, a beacon of courage, hope, and new beginnings. The quiet after the battle was almost like a calm before a new storm. The humans at the outpost had won a great victory, but Captain Sarah knew this was just the beginning of a larger story. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if watching the future unfold. Messages from other human colonies had arrived. Help was on the way, but it would take time. Until then, the outpost had to stand strong, ready for anything. The humans worked together like never before. Every person had a role, every voice was heard. Captain Sarah walked through the halls, seeing tired but determined faces. The fear from before was gone, replaced by hope and confidence. They had faced a powerful enemy and showed that humans were not easy to defeat. Scientists continued to study the alien technology they had captured. They found ways to improve the energy shield and make it even stronger. Engineers worked on new machines, inspired by what they learned from the enemy. The outpost became a center of new ideas and courage. People shared stories of the fight, but also of the hope that kept them going. They knew the war was far from over, but they also knew they were ready. One evening, as the sun set in brilliant colors, Captain Sarah gathered her team again. We've learned a lot, she said. We've shown strength and hope. But most of all, we've shown that humans never give up. Lieutenant Mark smiled. We've turned our weaknesses into strength. The enemy won't forget this day. The stars twinkled above, silent witnesses to the courage below. The outpost stood as a symbol, not just of survival, but of a future where humans and their spirit would shine brightly among the stars. Captain Sarah looked out into space, knowing that more challenges would come. But she also knew that together, humans could face anything. The story of this small outpost was only the beginning, a story of hope, courage, and the power of never giving up. And so, under the endless sky, the humans stood ready, waiting for the next chapter to begin.